Hi, everyone. It's Kara, the new Visions Holistic Expo director, and I'm really excited to introduce you to one of our newest vendors. And this is a vendor that I specifically had vetted myself. So I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but all of the psychic readers or the intuitive professionals at our show are vetted by myself and or colleagues that are trusted and have extensive experience and background in intuitive reading services. So I actually had a private session with this woman, and her name is Amberly Livingood, and she is an animal communicator. And so I have a cat that I lost that I had for 22 years, and he was like one of my best friends. And so the experience I had with her not only was transformational and profound, but I have a high standard for the professionals I look to work with and that I work with personally. And I just was really impressed with not only her bedside manner, her introduction of who she is and how she does what she does. And I felt that I wanted to bring her on here, not just to introduce you to her and what she does as an animal communicator, but also to share a little bit about what we look for as standards at our show and some of the cool things that you might experience with different readers when they kind of explain to you how they do what they do, because everyone is different. So let's bring Amberly on and let's talk a little bit about what she does and how she prepares the space for her readings and holds her ethical integrity in her particular professional craft. All right, Miss Amberly. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you so much for being with us. I really am excited to share, because I think I had my jaw like dropped pretty much when you were doing my reading about like your whole spiel for how you're like, okay, we're getting ready for the reading. This is what I share. And I was like, wow, this is so cool. Because I do something like similarly. And the professionals that I've worked with in the past that have not only the most success professionally and accuracy, and they're really coming from this heart-centered space, they're creating this container and this foundation of the boundaries of the space. But I just felt like I don't see it enough. And so I really love to share that with this community and to kind of let everyone know what to look for when you're looking for a good intuitive container when you're getting into a space with someone, especially a vulnerable space, such as when you're lost someone.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I work with animals in a telepathic and shamanic way of communication, which means I am meeting with them in what I consider their truest form and who they are, their true essence of that being. And that's that being that's choosing to be in that body, that vessel that's spending its life and its journey with you. That can be a very emotional experience. So when we're going to sit down, I'm going to bring them forward first. I spend about 30 minutes in a normal session when I'm not in a show, but on any other basis, I spend some moments introducing myself and allowing us to connect and to meet in a space of being equal. At that point, I'm going to bring their information through. And what I like everyone to know is this is your animal's perspective, okay? They have spent their lives quietly watching you, observing you, and going on this journey with you. So this is their opportunity to speak to you from who they are, from their perspective. And that's the word I like everyone to keep in mind, because I say to everyone, just like you and I, Kara, we might sit and watch a movie together. We might both really love it, but we're going to see it a little different based on who we are and how we perceive things. Our animals are the same way. So I'm going to bring that through, and I'm always going to give it to you in one of three ways. I'm going to ask you if it makes sense to you. Does it resonate with you? Just simply, do you understand what they mean? I need a yes or a no from you, and that's all, because this is their chance to speak. And sometimes this information is going to come through and not make a lot of sense to me, and that's okay, because it's going to resonate with you. And that's what matters most for me. These sessions can be very powerful, very emotionally, have a very strong impact on who you are. You're recognizing that this being not only just kind of follows the food bowl every day or sits on your lap, but truly is sharing this experience with you and this journey and why they chose to be with you. And these sessions, not only, I don't really seek to have a session to tell you if you're doing the right thing, by feeding them right food and giving them the right walks a day. It's more, what are you guys sharing with each other, and what is your contract with each other, and what are you gaining from each other, and what are you learning from each other, and how, if they're still here, how can you continue to live in that, right? These sessions are as much about them as it is about you, and vice versa. And that's very important in the moment. And also I let people know, I'm here to just really bring through what they want to share. And we're going to get to your questions, and we're going to let you answer those questions. And a lot of times the animals have already answered them before going in, because people don't realize that they're constantly talking to their animals. So they're aware of what you want to know. But that space is very important to be held, because whether your animal's here or crossed over, it can be emotional. And when I come into a session, whether it's in person at a show or in my own personal space, I'm very, very aware of creating that space that you're going to step into and entrust these very personal messages with me, and allow me, the animals and my guides are going to let me share those with you in a very personal way, and let you sit with that. And then we're going to let that flow from where you need it to go. And I work very hard to hold that space for you and for your animal companion at the same time. And they can be either here or have already crossed over and create a very beautiful level of connection and sometimes closure that we need in a way, or just simply, like I said, connection.
I'm just so in awe. Thank you so much, because I think that there's a lot of misunderstandings and maybe sometimes assumptions that we may make from seeing maybe Hollywood celebrity psychics or what we see on television. There's a lot of things that get cut out, and I
Yeah.
think that this is important for people to have an awareness of the foundation in which you come. And I love that you are moving from a place of just a yes or no answer,
Yeah.
because from an intuitive perspective, then you're also not pulling information. You're just seeing if you're kind of on the right radio station. Is this making sense? Do I need to explain it in a different way of what you're interpreting from the extension of your senses? And that's
Mhm.
kind of the art form of what we do. It's
Yeah,
like
it is.
interpreting it.
I tell
So
people all the time when, I just need a yes or no from you. And I say, but if you need to ask a question, if you need to expand on that, if you need to challenge the animal on why they're saying this, that's fine. Honor it, speak up, don't hold anything back, but know that because we all love to just go down a rabbit hole with our animals. But I always say, if you are going to start going on too long, I am going to politely interrupt you, cut you off, shut you down, just to keep their energy flowing. And because I'm not here to basically repeat back something you just shared with me or expand on it, I'm here to expand on what they're sharing with you.
awesome. Now at the show, you have a different setup for your particular readings at an event versus privately. So I met with you privately via
Mhm.
Zoom, and it was
Yeah.
a longer session.
Mhm.
Do people ever, when they come to the show, do they bring any other animals' items, a picture or a photo? Do you have anything that you require to have at the event with them, or to do read for their animal?
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing I require, which I always have at my table, is tissues. The other thing, honestly, is a photograph. I work with just a photograph. I actually do not like the animals present for a session. It's distracting to the people. So that makes it perfect for these settings, such as the expo. Just a photograph on your phone is fine. A nice face photo, no other animals, people in the photo. Pretty much everyone has that on their phone. I'm going to just use their phone and hold that for the time being. I don't need anything other than that. You don't need to bring anything, personal belongings or anything. Just the photograph is fine. I'm truly plugging into the heart connection between you and your animal. The photo is more to help me stay centered with who they are.
Yeah.
But really, I'm connecting to that thread that's between the two of you, and I'm plugging in and bringing the words out from their side. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a meditative focal point for you to stay tapped into that particular radio station, if you wanna
Yeah,
call it that.
that's
Yeah,
perfect. Yeah,
yeah,
perfect. I love that.
yeah.
Yeah. That is
So is
it.
there anything else about your work
Mhm.
specifically that you wanna share with our audience, with the guests that will be seeing you for the first time at this event?
Mm,
Because 'Cause you've been
yeah,
doing this for a long time.
I have. Yeah.
You've not you this is not your first show. You've been
No,
doing this for a while.
I have. I grew up in this world of knowing about animal communication my entire life. In 2008, I went through my own personal experience with my dog, losing her and realizing, working with other animals and realizing, why am I not talking to them? And ask, why am I talking to the people and not to the animals? So in 2008, I actually took official training in animal communication, and I spent a year going through several levels of that and have been practicing since. In 2020, I actually left the executive world and came in to just do this, and this is all I do now. So this is my entire life, all the time, 7 days a week, basically. And no, I just want people to come in and have an experience that's personal and individual to them, and I strive to take you to that place in our time. And the sessions, I do I do really pride myself on my sessions being as personal and deep of an experience in person in that condensed time as they are if we meet in this setting, like over Zoom, like you and I did, Kara. My sessions are, the one thing I do offer at shows is that we're in a private session with me, which I do over Zoom. Normally, that session, I work with just one animal for 45 minutes to have a much deeper connection. At the shows, I do allow you to do 2 animals if you'd like in that 30 minutes and work with one that maybe is here and one that's crossed over. It's kind of the little bit of bonus that I give when we meet at the shows and do those sessions in person, is you have a little bit more leeway of kind of checking in with each one of them.
That's great. That's great to know. Well, I'm really excited for you to join us.
Thank you. I'm excited to be there. I can't wait.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to share at all before we go?
I'm just excited. No, I'm excited to meet people and just meet their animals on that level and answer any questions. I'm happy. I love talking about my work with people. I love talking about my experiences and my background and how much deeper we can go with animal communication beyond just my dog like his food and the walks that I give him. I love to just share that. So I think really what I'd share is please come up if you have any questions and talk to me. I'm going to be happy to answer any questions I can.
Awesome. Now, and also I want to share with you, Everly, at our show, we actually have a VIP access to the show. So our VIP guests get in early. And so I always encourage people, if you want to get a reading with any of the readers, and specifically with Amberly too, to when you get in, if you have someone, make a beeline for their particular spot and sign up, because some of our readers book out for the entire weekend within opening, so it's really important, especially when we have someone new. A lot of times people are like, oh, I want to try this person, because we have guests that have been coming back we're like at our 22nd year. They've been coming for a long time. And then we have like guests that are this is their first time. They've never been to it. So I always encourage people just to be prepared. Get in early if you can, if you want to do a VIP. And then even if you don't, just first time when you go and make a walk around the show and see all the people and maybe go sign up for the ones you want to get access to before certain people book out. So yeah. A lot of people say they come to our show for the readings, like the experience of the readings and the body work and the speakers. So, and I've heard that from some of the vendors too, that our event is one of the events that most people will actually come to get their services. I was like, that's pretty cool, because I don't go to a lot of other ones. So I wasn't aware of that until I heard that. So
that is very cool. I love that. I love the idea of the VIP with people coming in early and getting that chance. And and I know my sign up sheet does build up. So I would love to, have those conversations and get people signed up.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys in August. Bye,
Thank
everybody.
You.